And there is Agit Kabayel finally responding and stating his opinion on who he would like to fight, his so-called call out, and this is what he had to say. He said, "It would definitely be fun to box against AJ. I want to test myself against a big name while I wait for my title shot. Reality check. Joshua is recovering from an injury and may not fight until late summer, if he even fights again. Wilder is rumored to be in talks with fighting Francis Ngannou. With Alexander Usyk possibly retiring soon, Kabayel, Joseph Parker, and Danny Dubois are among the top contenders for a title shot, but who gets the first call? Does he deserve a fight with AJ Wilder, and should he wait for this title shot?" I think, me counterpunching that, I'm glad he said something. I just think that he needs a PR team. I think he needs to start calling out those guys. But I mean, because he's a nice guy. Kabayel's a nice dude. He's a good dude, rather. And he just wants to test himself. He doesn't want to call you names. He doesn't want to insult you. Inshallah, he will get his title shot. The reality check, my counterpunch, right, would be good guys finish last. Have you noticed that? Or nice guys finish last, whichever the quote being, right? It's true. Either or. They do finish last. The guys that are brash, the guys that talk up a good game, the guys that are rude, those are the guys that sell. They spark interest in the minds of what are the possibilities versus what this dude is saying versus what this dude is playing, okay? So, you know what I mean? It does give you an exciting outlook or anticipation on what happens in the ring based on what they say they're going to do before they fight in the ring, right? Out of the ring. And him fighting AJ, I don't think that fight will happen. I don't see Agit Kabayel fighting AJ. I don't see Wilder could fight Kabayel, as we know, but then Wilder fighting Kabayel would make more sense if Wilder loves that belt so much. You know what I mean? Fury no longer has it. Usyk has it, but then, he's putting himself in line of that, where at that point, if Usyk is still around, right, he would have to fight Deontay Wilder the next fight because he has 2 fights left, right? So we're assuming they're both this year. They may not be. He may fight once this year and then once next year. So we don't know, and then he'll be 39 if it's after January 17th. But nonetheless, him calling out AJ and Deontay Wilder, it is interesting to say the least, because at least he's showing interest of wanting these dudes, because before it wasn't the case. He wasn't doing anything. He's just like, I don't worry, and I'll get my shot. And but again, being that nice guy is not always where it should be. If you look at Jarrell Miller, what did Jarrell Miller really do to get an AJ fight? He sold himself to get an AJ fight, but what did he physically do? Nothing. He didn't really physically do anything to put himself in position to do that, honestly. He was just there at the right time, in the right place, with the right energy, you know what I'm saying, with the right game, the right gift of gab. Calling out someone like AJ, which a lot of people didn't do. Wilder did it. He did it passively. He never did it in his face. You see what I mean? He always did it over the internet or to other people that followed him. He never said anything personally to Anthony Joshua. Not while he was there. Not while he was in his face. Not presently in front of the man. Jarrell Miller did. Okay, and he got himself a title shot against the unified heavyweight champion of the world at the time, Anthony Joshua. So, saying all that to say this, I get Kabayel has to pick up some of that brash trash talk. He has to say, hey, man, I'll beat these dudes like I beat Zhang. I think Zhang is one of the best, and I beat him. You know what I mean? I'll beat the rest. I beat Frank Sanchez. Nobody really wanted to fight him. And I beat Arslan Bigmakhmadov, right? I beat him. The Russian Bear, or whatever they call him. I beat him, and he was the boogeyman, knocking over dudes, mowing over dudes, and I beat him into submission. So what else you got? You know what I mean? That's what he could do. I would beat Anthony Joshua. I would beat Deontay Wilder. Bring them all on. That's what I'd say. Danny Dubois, come on with that IBF. I'll take you on. Which I don't see that fight happening either, because everyone is looking for their opportunity. And their opportunity doesn't normally end with Kabayel or start with Kabayel, because it might stop with Kabayel, because Kabayel may stop them. You know what I'm saying? So he's too good for his own good, to be honest with you. You know, he's like a European version of Michael Hunter. The only difference is he's been active lately. Michael has not been. But I think he is equally avoided, you know? But it is interesting. You guys tell me what you think of Agit Kabayel calling out Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder. He said it would be fun. You know what that means. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch.